So if you hadn't heard us before, we'd like to welcome you to Campus Center Gym here in the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts campus. And today we have a great match up against MCLA taking on Massachusetts Maritime Academy. And Massachusetts comes in with a record of 0-3 in the MASCAC, where MCLA has a record of 0-2. So this will be a interesting match, also a good match. MCLA has the height advantage in this, and after watching the warm-ups, I think MCLA has the advantage, but you can't take teams lightly, as we've seen this year, covering a lot of games, and every game is really a good one when it comes down to it, and the MASCAC's competitive, so.
I'll definitely agree with that. I mean, Arian Quick had a season high of 14 kills in, her match against Norwich last week. So I definitely think she's something to, look out for here today.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And MCLA just winding down the season. Not very many games. They actually play Mass Maritime again on October. Actually, this is the game, October 14th. I apologize. So their season is winding down, and as we've seen, the seasons go by quick, and the MASCAC playoffs are coming up. Let's see if they can get a few wins in the MASCAC and get their way into the playoffs this year.
The officials for the match are Jonathan Diaz, Rick Ducharme. We ask that you please rise and join us for the playing of our national anthem.
And we are back after listening to the national anthem. It's been a great weekend here at MCLA, kind of a quiet one. Not a lot of fans here today, but
I mean, it is a little early.
yeah, it is a little early. People start trickling in, and kids are starting to get back on campus for Columbus Day. So, I mean, it definitely does help when you have a lot of fan support. So we're just hoping that fans can trickle in here for this one to see a great match for MCLA. Hopefully they can pick up their first MASCAC victory today.
And it looks like the game is about to begin.
So the match begins, and Mass Maritime served.
Nice save there by Jackie Perulis.
And MCLA starts off with the first point here, and they'll get another point And now they take it. Actually, visitors got a point there, 1-1. So MCLA looking strong, but giving up a point.
And for Mass Maritime, we have number 18, Jesse Goodview, the junior, who just served that point.
MCLA takes the 2-1 lead.
And Amanda Fleming to serve for the Trailblazers. I'm looking at myself as long as you can hear me, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're having a little technical difficulties here with the volume levels, and I think we're all set as of now, so it's good to be back. Amanda Fleming serves this, and
Nice serve there by Fleming.
good attempt to keep it up there for Mass Maritime, but unable to. So MCLA takes the 4-1 lead.
And Amanda Fleming to serve again for the Trailblazers. Amanda Fleming is a junior from Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Serves that one right out of bounds, a little bit too hard for her, but she'll make the adjustment for next time she serves. She's a very good server and a very good player, and we've seen it this year.
I would definitely agree with you there. Definitely gotten a lot more playing time than games we saw her last year.
And mishit there by Amanda Fleming, but she'll stay positive, and Amanda Beckwith will keep her team positive.
You know, I don't think MCLA can really take this game lightly.
No, not at all. Megan Weird serves for Mass Maritime. Hit over the net there by Sam Anderson. Sam Anderson goes up for the block.
And nice tip over by Ali Chang, but the ball goes out of bounds, and Mass Maritime will get the point.
Yeah, and just missed. And just missed there for she missed her spot there was Chang, and she definitely saw an opening, and there was an opening, but just missed there by a foot.
And that was Megan Weir serving the ball out of bounds for Mass Maritime, giving MCLA the point. And
Sam Anderson fires a rocket over the net.
That was a nice serve there by Sam. Maybe it's just these headphones.
Sam Anderson with another serve and taken down there from Mass Maritime. And they get it over the net.
Nice attempted save there by Courtney Parent.
And not a lot of power there from Mass Maritime. That was Michaela Garrity with the hit over the net, and it seemed like MCLA would get to that one and be able to hit it up and get possession of it, but they were unable to. So good job by Mass Maritime there.
Nice bump there by Jackie, and the ball is spiked over there by Rachel Mills. And Kendra Hobbs will enter the game for the Trailblazers.
Ball hits the ceiling, but play continues.
Nice set there by Parent.
Julia Christian just gets it over the net. A little bit of power. It didn't seem like it was, but it ended up being a lot of power. Good shot. Wow, and great hit there for Chang. Finds her spot in the back left corner.
Yeah, she saw that opening and she took advantage of it, and that's what we like to see here today.
Yeah, she was very pinpoint on that smash there. And hit into the net there for Hobbs, but MCLA has an 8-6 lead here at home. And as I said before, great opportunity here for MCLA, but as Kaylee said, you can't take them lightly, and that's 100% true. This is the game of volleyball, and as student athletes.
You were just texting me saying he can't hear me on the broadcast.
As student athletes progress in their academic and careers in athletics, they've developed skills, and everything, and every level is different. So every person has different skills that they bring to a team, and volleyball is the one sport and of the many sports where you can see that. And so Mass Maritime gets a point. They'll serve. That was Deb Langley with the serve. Great spike there for Julia Christian. So MCLA will get back on scoring track.
You know, we've seen a lot from Julia Christian this year. She's a great senior player.
And MCLA gets a point there.
And Courtney Parent is here to serve for the Trailblazers. Courtney Parent is known for her great serving here in the Amsler Campus Center gym.
Good serve by Courtney Parent. Easily dealt with by Mass Maritime. Jackie Polias with the bump. Hit over the net, but MCLA gets a point there. And Mass Maritime just trying to stay positive here in the early goings. MCLA is up 12-8 and looking very strong here at home.
Nice serve there by Parent.
And a little bit of miscommunication there for Jackie Polias and Chang.
Jessie Goodhue coming back into the game for Mass Maritime, and she will serve.
Good serve, easily dealt with there by Chang. Ball goes back over the net, and good attempt there from Jackie, but unable to get to it.
And it looks like there will be a timeout.
So Mass Maritime only down by 2 here in the first set. We've seen some good things from both teams. Mass Maritime not giving up.
And you know, I think that they really have positive attitudes here. They all, you know, look like they're really trying.
MCLA Volleyball is selling MCLA Volleyball.
And we'll be back right after the timeout. And we're back.
Once again, just Goodhue to serve. And just shy, hits the net, and it will be MCLA's ball.
Yeah, that was just a little mishit there. She'll smile it off, and that's just what you like to see. You don't really like to see a person get down on themselves, but she really knows what she did wrong, and she'll regroup for next time.
Nice serve by Fleming, very powerful. And great block there by Sam Anderson.
Yeah, that was a great block, just in the right position. Mass Maritime.
She definitely has the height advantage here in today's game. I don't think anyone really is taller than her.
No, and not a lot of the Mass Maritime Academy players can touch the top of the net without jumping. And as we've seen, that can be a large advantage for MCLA. If they just stay aggressive on the net, get their hands up in the right positions, they'll get a lot of blocks today. So MCLA with a flurry of points there, going up by 5, 15-10.
Nice save there by Fleming. Courtney Parent sets the ball for Jackie Palulis, who hits it over the net. And you know, that was a nice send over back. That was number 7, Megan Weir.
Yeah, and Mass Maritime getting a point back there.
You know, I'm not sure if that was her intention to find that weak spot, but she definitely did it either way.
And good job there by Chang. She had that one covered. MCLA takes a 16-11 lead.
And Julia Christian coming back in.
Sam Anderson with a good serve. Off Mass Maritime's arms, unable to get that ball. MCLA takes a 17-11 lead.
And Sam Anderson to serve for the Trailblazers. And that was a great serve there by Sam. Nice set by Courtney Parent.
Oh, and dealt with by Mass Maritime. A little bit of trickery there.
And the ball is sent back over.
This has got to be way down. This is going to be up. Okay? You're hearing loud audio because you got the headsets turned way up, but you're sending nothing. So it should be offset now.
Well, if you're just joining us now, we are here in the Amsler Cancer Center gym where the MCLA Trailblazers are taking on the Massachusetts Maritime Buccaneers. The score is currently 18-12 MCLA. We're sorry about the technical difficulties we were having earlier. Our audio person could not make it today. But thank you for sticking with us.
And that was Kendra Hobbs to serve. Mass Maritime gets it over the net. Good recovery there by Chang. And Chang with the hit over the net. Great job, and Mass Maritime can't deal with that one.
And it looks like Mass Maritime will call a timeout.
So MCLA taking a 19-12 lead.
And, you know, that's what you like to see here today. We really, you know, are hoping that MCLA can pull this one out, get their first MASCAC victory. I think that the team definitely deserves it, especially after, you know, their display last week against Norwich.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% right about that one, Kaylee. MCLA looking strong in their last couple games and looking very strong, actually. And last game was a kind of a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
It looked like
we saw them go into 5 sets. You know, the fans were going crazy. Everyone was playing well. They just, you know, couldn't really pull it off.
yeah, it did look like a good match for them, and it did seem like the fans were really into it too, which was a good surprise.
Yeah. I mean, at one point MCLA was ahead, 2 sets to 1, but they just couldn't, you know, pull off that third.
Yep, and Norwich won that last set, and MCLA's fans were going crazy, but good job by Norwich to stand strong there. MCLA serves with Kendra Hobbs.
You know, a little bit of miscommunication there. We saw number 19 and, you know, number 4 kind of running at each other. No one really calling for the ball, and, you know, that's something that's deadly on the volleyball court here.
Kendra Hobbs with the serve again.
Nice save there by number 12, Melanie Holder. A nice tip over by Ching, but, you know, nicely sent back by Deb Langley.
Wow. And good effort there by Chang. Courtney Parent was the one to keep that and hit that over the net. Mass Maritime dealt with it well. Chang got a hit over the net and out of bounds. Mass Maritime serves.
Nice
Courtney
hit.
Parent gets a hand on it. Hit back over the net by Julia Christian. Dealt with by Mass Maritime, though, and out of bounds.
You know, she had the right idea there. I think she thought that the ball would definitely stay in, but, you know, a little bit too much power. And Ali Chang to serve here for the Trailblazers.
And ball just sent out too far, about a foot. So MCLA gets another point, and they go up by 11 here. Or 9 here, sorry about that.
And Ali Chang with the ace there.
Great serve by Chang.
That's exactly what, you know, we want to see here. It's very difficult to get an ace, especially, you know, in the MASCACs.
And that one went out of bounds, unfortunately, so Mass Maritime will get a point. And the score is 23-14. MCLA ahead in the first set. Jackie Polias deals with it easily. Courtney Parent gets it there.
Mass Maritime's managing, struggling a little bit there. I think there might have been a carry.
Yeah, and MCLA just standing strong and playing very aggressively today, and that's what you like to see here in the first set of a MASCAC game.
And with the score 24-14, MCLA is looking to close this set up.
Wow, that was a good hit there by Mass Maritime.
Yeah, we saw a little miscommunication on the Trailblazers side between Allie Tran and Julia Christian, but luckily they managed to send the ball back over the net.
And that's the end of the first set. So MCLA takes a win here at home. And very good job by them to win the first one, staying aggressive and not giving up.
And we are about to begin our second match here today. Second set in the Amsler campus gym, where MCLA is taking on the Massachusetts Maritime Buccaneers.
Yeah.
MCLA, has won the first set, and they're hoping, win the second and also the third.
Yeah, and we'd just like to apologize for our technical difficulties, and if the sound volume was loud before, we would like to just not repair your ears, but just apologize from our hearts. And we'd just like to thank all of our viewers for joining us today here at Campus Center Gym.
And Courtney Parent to take the first serve of the game for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and MCLA just can't let up here in this second set.
Great serve by Parent. A nice send-over by Julia Christian.
We've seen it too many times here at home, Kaylee, where
they got a little too confident maybe and kind of let up on that second set.
A little bit too comfortable, and we know MCLA is a great team and the great potential. And we just want to see them get some wins here in the MASCAC so they can go on to that next level, because I'd be really happy to do
Yeah, really happy to
A
announce a
play-by-play.
MASCAC
game for them. And they really do deserve it from all the hard work and dedication they do put in. And it's stuff we don't see as students. So
Great spike there by Julia Christian.
and MCLA ties it up 1-1.
Rachel Mills to serve for the Trailblazers. Rachel's a freshman from Highland Mills, New York.
Looping serve there by Rachel Mills. Hit back over the net by Soar.
Nice send over by Fleming.
Garrity deals with it well. Back over
And
the
a
net
nice
by
job
Brain.
by Mass Maritime's number 10, Megan Brain.
Nice smash there by Julia Christian.
You know, we saw Stephanie O'Connor trying to get that ball back up, but she just couldn't manage to do it. Great effort by the Buccaneers, but an even better effort by the Trailblazers.
Courtney Parent sets that one up for
And
Fleming.
great spike by Fleming there.
Wow.
She saw that open spot, and she definitely took advantage of it here.
Yeah, good call there by Work Study, because that was a very tough one to see if you weren't watching it. And a lot of tight calls here. We saw it last week. That really decided the game. A few really tough calls to call. We couldn't even call them. Shit over the net there by Julia Christian. Courtney Parent recovers, and Amanda Fleming is eventually the last one to hit it over for the Trailblazers. And nice attempt there by Mass Maritime. So MCLA taking the 4-1 lead here in the second set. If you're just joining us, MCLA won the first set. A commanding victory, but they can't let up here in the second set because Mass Maritime will not give up, as we've seen here in the MASCAC. No
Great
team
job
gives
by
up.
the Trailblazers getting that point, you know, taking the lead 5-1 here.
Julia Christian was just ready for that one to get over the net so she could just hit that one. Oh, and barely out of bounds. And I think that was Sam Barbarata there with the hit over about a foot out of bounds. It missed. And Stephanie Jimenez comes on the court. Rachel Mills will take a breather, so.
And, you know, I definitely say that Melanie Holder is one of the better servers for the Buccaneers. She has, you know, some nice, powerful, strong serves every time she's gone up to the line.
Yeah. And that one hit the roof, so, and it hit the red. If it hits the beams, I don't think it's out, but I think that hit the red, and it went over the net, but the ref will call it MCLA's point. I won't complain. So MCLA takes a 6-2 lead here in the second
nice
set.
serve by Kendra Hobbs, but sent back over by Melanie Holder there.
Nice smash there by Sam Barbarata.
Oh, very powerful.
Dealt with there by Mass Maritime. And another hit there by Sam. Doesn't jump that time. Chooses to stay on her feet. And I'm not a volleyball enthusiast, but I think when you jump in the air, your control goes down with the ball. But when you're on your feet, it's a little bit easier to hit it where you want to and with a certain amount of power. And that's really the skill that we've seen on the net. If you can jump at the right time and get the full rotation of your arm back so that you can get a lot of power on it, that's where the most action happens, I think, on a ball.
And, you know, unfortunately, Sam Barbarata, you know, served the ball into the net, and it will be given to Mass Maritime's number 19, Stephanie O'Connor. And, you know, we're seeing Stephanie Jimenez in the game for the Trailblazers. You know, we haven't really seen a lot from her this year so far, so I'll be interested to see what she has to bring to this game.
Yeah. And dealt with easily there by Kendra Hobbs, back over the net. Mass Maritime deals with it too. Back over the net, sent over there by Langley. Langley hits it straight up. Mass Maritime keeps control, just trying to stay steady and not make many mistakes.
A
Amanda
nice
Fleming
spike
gets a
there
spike.
by Fleming.
And Mass Maritime's biggest player, Emily Callan, gets a nice hit on that one to the back left corner, and they'll get points out of that one after it was deflected.
You know, she's definitely got a height advantage, as
Yeah.
well as Rachel Mills.
And right now she seems to be the tallest person on the court, so let's see if she can get some
Great
blocks for her
job
team.
there. I believe that was number 9, Sam Anderson, with that nice spike over.
Yeah, so MCLA taking an 8-6 lead in the second set. They've won the first set. Played very well, but this one a little bit closer.
And Amanda Fleming to serve. And the
Unable
ball,
to deal with.
goes off of Stephanie O'Connor there.
Great attempt there for Mass Maritime, but just a little bit too strong. And it's tough. You kind of want to call those balls out of bounds because they seem that they're going out, but there is some spin on the ball, and that does, in fact, change the trajectory of the ball. So and good spike attempt there by Sam Anderson, but unable to keep it in bounds. So it's 9-7 now.
Nice bump there by Hobbs, set by Courtney Parent.
Miss hit by Mass Maritime, but it goes over the net and in between two MCLA defenders. MCLA gets it back over the net, and what a point there.
Nice tip over there by Sam Anderson, who will now serve the ball. And, you know, as we can see out in the hallway, there are a lot of campus tours going on here today, and I think this game is a great display of what it really means to be a Trailblazer.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Kaylee. MCLA gets another point there, but yeah, a lot of future Trailblazers coming to visit here, and unknowingly we won't know if they come here, but eventually our school has been doubling in size and tripling in size with the new freshmen, and eventually there'll be new dorms built here on campus in the next 10 years. And
yeah, I would definitely foresee that. I mean, the science building just being open this year, a lot of great things up and coming for MCLA.
Yeah, a lot of bright things, and it's definitely good to see that our school does care about us and is looking to make advancements for the future.
Great serve there by Sam Anderson. Goes off a Mass Maritime player. And MCLA will take the point, going up 13-7.
And that was mishit a little bit there by Courtney Parent.
You know, slightly off to the right, but great idea there. And Deb Langley to serve. Nice save there by Amanda Fleming, but Sam Anderson couldn't quite get to the ball.
So Mass Maritime gets 2 quick points back, and they'll reduce the lead to 4 here. So 13-9 MCLA. Julie Christian calls an MCLA person off the ball, hits it over the net. And a mishit there by Danielle Soar, the junior from Templeton, Massachusetts. 14-9 lead for MCLA in the second set.
And Courtney Parent serves the ball out of bounds. A little bit, you know, too powerful there. And I think Mass Maritime, you know, has gotten a few points there just off of serves.
Yeah, those are mistakes you'd like to get back, but MCLA is definitely looking strong communication-wise and hitting-wise. I think they definitely have the advantage, especially when they can block just about anything that Mass Maritime puts over. I think the only thing that's going to beat them is a little tricky hits that Mass Maritime's been getting over and putting into dangerous positions. Julia Christian with a little bit of trickery, just tipping it over the net there. Good job by her. And timeout called there for Mass Maritime.
I mean, they're still, you know, in the game. They're only down by 6. I mean, anything can still happen.
Yeah, MCLA definitely looking strong, 0-2 in the MASCAC and hoping to get their first win. We're hoping, and they're obviously hoping and playing very hard today here at home. And so it's October, and this month it's good to remember to think pink and
Yeah, I would.
think about breast cancer awareness and
I mean, over this past weekend, they competed in the Casanova Dig Pink tournament, and you know, I'm roommates with a few volleyball players, and they came back and, you know, had some really nice breast cancer awareness shirts, and I think that it's great to keep that in mind.
definitely, and with the technology and the advancements in technology, it's just good to get tested if you're a woman and understand that there is a possibility that it could be you, and if you can get treatment early. And my mom's friend has had breast cancer, and she was treated a few years ago, and it's just a very, very amazing thing to overcome, but even better thing to just know that you have it and be able to look at it as something that you can overcome. And
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. I think it's great that MCLA is bringing awareness to this.
so MCLA gets a point there and just hit way too hard out of bounds there by San Barbarata. So 17-11 MCLA, and Mass Maritime will serve.
And Melanie Holder to serve for the Buccaneers. And she will serve the ball out of bounds, giving the Trailblazers a point. Kendra Hobbs to serve for the Trailblazers. You know, that was Michaela Garrity. Nice attempt, but hitting the ball into the net, giving the Trailblazers yet another point.
Kendra Hobbs with a nice serve.
And, you know, nice save there by number 8, Michaela Garrity, but Buccaneers can't manage to get the ball back over the net.
Yeah, and they're having some troubles over here on this side of the net, but they're definitely staying positive, and they're all pretty focused, it seems, on the ball, but making a little bit of mental mistakes, and those are the difference in the game. Wow, that was a very powerful hit there by San Barbarata, but out of bounds.
Definitely have to agree with you there. She's been doing a lot of, you know, powerful hits here today.
Yeah, and the one thing that I've noticed from Amanda Beckwith's coaching strategy as a coach overall is to just let things go past you and don't let things affect you throughout the game. If you've made a mistake as one of her players, she wants her players to just forget about the mistakes that they've made, because
instantly move on so it doesn't affect the rest of your gameplay.
Yeah, and she understands that all of her players have potential and great things they bring to the team, because that's why they recruited here. So good coaching by her. And MCLA gets a point there, and they'll take a 23-12 lead.
You know, things are really looking bright here for the Trailblazers. Hopefully by the end of this, they'll be 1-2 in the MASCAC.
Good hit by Mass Maritime's number 8. But even better hit there, and smash. And I believe that was Courtney Perrin on the hit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
wow. Good serve there by San Barbarata.
nice dig there by Kendra Hobbs.
And Amanda Fleming just hits that over the net. It looked at first it looked like she was just going to bump that one, and then she gets a piece of it over the net, and that gets them a point. So MCLA takes a 2-0 lead, 2-0 set lead.
And we will be back to you at the beginning of the third set. And we're back. The MCLA Trailblazers taking on the Massachusetts Maritime Buccaneers, and MCLA is ahead 2-0.
Looking very strong and looking to get their first MASCAC victory. Let's see if they can do it.
You know, hopefully they can just seal this one up.
Definitely not going to hopefully be mentally overconfident in this one, but you don't want to be underconfident as well. There's got to be that balance. And MCLA seems like they're doing their handshakes and
you know, you want that confidence. You want to feel like you're going to win, but you don't want to be too overconfident where you don't try as hard as you normally would.
Yep. And wow, that was a good serve. She finds the open place on the court. Sandbar Barada unable to get there for the bump.
And the Buccaneers take the first point of the third set.
Won't get another ace here, but great hit there by Sandbar Barada. She makes up for that lost space in that first point for Mass
Very
Maritime.
nice job there by Barada.
Good
Very
job
powerful.
by Barada. Now MCLA's tied 1-1.
And Rachel Mills to serve. And the ball will go off of Melanie Holder, and the Trailblazers will take another point.
And a good hit there by Mass Maritime just to get it over the net in between 4 MCLA players. Good job by Sandbar Barada there. And that was a good block by Mass Maritime's Emily Callanan, the sophomore 6'1" middle hitter from Hingham, Massachusetts. But just goes over her, deflects out of bounds. So.
And Kendra Hobbs to serve for the Trailblazers. And she will serve the ball out of bounds. You know, nice effort there by Kendra.
Yep, and great call there by the linesman. That was out of bounds, in fact, by about a foot. And quick call.
And, you know, look, Darian looks a little bit shook up by that. Hopefully she doesn't let that affect her game.
Yeah, I don't think she will. She's very veteran kind of type of player. Seen a lot of good things out of her this year, as well as every MCLA athlete on this team. Sandbar Barada to serve for MCLA. Hit with a lot of power and pop, but not able to keep it in bounds, and Mass Maritime takes a 5-4 lead.
And Mass Maritime's number 15, Emily Callahan, to serve.
And the ball just went through Jimenez's hands there. A little bit of a freshman mistake, a little bit of miscommunication there on Kendra's part, but nice try there by MCLA, and they go down 6-4 here, but a lot of positive vibes, and they'll look to get back here in this third set.
And a little, definitely miscommunication there. I think Kendra and, you know, Stephanie both thought that each other had the ball, and it just kind of dropped in front of them.
And that one went behind the post. So Mass Maritime on a little score streak here. They'll go up by 4 points in the third set, 8-4.
Hopefully the Trailblazers can come back and, you know, steal this third set.
Darian Quick gets it over the net. Sandbar Barada bumps it, gets it to her teammate. Julie Christian just with a little flick over.
And
Mass Maritime does a good job of keeping it up. Darren Quick hits
No.
it right into the net.
Some very impressive play we're seeing here by Maritime, getting that ball constantly back over, which, something that sometimes seems difficult for them.
Yeah, looking strong and having a great time out there is Mass Maritime.
Mass Maritime's all smiles right now. And that was a nice attempted save there by Deb Langley. Really, almost running into her sideline teammates there, trying to keep that ball in. Great effort.
Yeah, and that one was misdirected there by the rooftop, but she's able to get to it, and unfortunately they're not able to keep it up, but great attempt.
That would have been an incredible game move here.
Yep.
And I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think just a little talk with the refs.
Yeah, Amanda Beck was just trying to explain something to the ref on the far side. A little bit of a substitution.
And Amanda Fleming coming into the game for Darian Quick.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit of a substitution malfunction there and miscommunication with the ref and the coach. So.
And I love how, today here is parents, game day for the Trailblazers. We can see a lot of parents, in the stands really supporting their kids, and that's something great to see.
Yeah, I lied. There are a lot of fans here today, and it's good to see a lot of parents here coming out for the game.
And, I can see Amanda Fleming's dad over there, and he's all smiles, all claps, and that's, a great thing here today. Coming in just in time to see her serve. And MCLA will take back that point, only down by 2 here.
Good attempt by Megan Weir there, the junior from North Andover, Massachusetts, but just hit out of bounds for Mass Maritime. And just missed hit there by Megan Weir, but great attempt there by her. And Mass Maritime continues to smile despite the fact
that's
that they're
something
down
to
2
admire
sets to
about
0.
a team, that no matter what happens, they're always happy and always having fun.
Yeah. And you learn a lot from winning, you learn a lot from losing, and you learn a lot from sports in general. And one thing you can take from, as Mass Maritime hasn't had a lot of success, but one thing you can take from losses is that in life there's going to be times when you go through loss and are sad about things, but it's the fact of the matter if you can fight through it and just stay positive and happy about it.
Mass Maritime's a team where, they'll lose, they'll be happy. They win, they'll be happy. They're happy just winning a set here.
Yeah.
That's something great to see.
Definitely. And that's just a fight in the MASCAC overall, too. But miss hit there by Mass Maritime. And MCLA getting back in the set, but
Julia Christian to serve here for the Trailblazers.
and good attempt there by Cassidy Neese to keep that one up off the floor, but unable to keep it in bounds. Julia Christian will have her second serve in a row. If you're just joining us, MCLA has a 2-0 lead here in this third set, and they trail 11-10 to Mass Maritime.
Wow.
Mass Maritime's not giving up here in this third. And the net was touched there, or
And
she
that will
touched
be
the
a
ball
point
over the net. And as
just a little bit of rookie mistakes, but they can really add up. And Julia Christian to serve again. And number before. You know, Deb Langley, she tried to save that ball.
So Mass Maritime takes their first lead of this third set. Julia Christian to serve.
A nice dig there.
Wow, great job by Kendra Hobbs to get her vertical up there and get that one into a space where no Mass Maritime players were.
And Mass Maritime will call a timeout here.
And we'll be right back when the action continues.
And we're back. Julia Christian to serve for the Trailblazers. Nice set there by Kendra Hobbs to Rachel Mills. Tips it over. Buccaneers have a hard time getting that one back.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 ball won there by the freshman Rachel Mills from Highland Mills, New York. Wow, she's from the same place. Her last name is from actually the same place as she lives, so that's a rare occurrence. But
Julia Christian with a little bit of an overserve. Ball goes out, and Allie Chang will come in. Now we've seen some great contributions from Allie Chang throughout all the games here, in or, you know, not in the MASCACs. Nice tip over there by Parent. Trailblazers will get the point off of that.
yeah, and that was a good attempt there by Melanie Holder laying out for her team. And that was the only senior on the team from Caledonia, Panama, so not even from the country.
Nice serve by Parent. A nice
Wow.
tip over by Hobbs to get the point for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and Hobbs just using her ups there just to get over the net and just tip that one over the net. Not trying to do too much with it. As we've seen in former matches MCLA, when they're just on the net, they're not trying to get it over to make the other team make a mistake. They're trying to kill it, and sometimes that doesn't work for the team. So good job by MCLA.
A nice, you know, attempted dig there by number 19, Stephanie O'Connor. You know, she's only a freshman, and I think that, you know, she's trying her best, and that's all you can ask for. And great spike.
Yeah, that was a wonderful spike by Rachel Mills. A lot of bright moments in this freshman's first year of play.
You know, I definitely think within her 4 years here, MCLA could have a chance of, you know, winning a MASCAC championship in volleyball.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. It would be nice to see it this year, but a lot of matches that just didn't go their way this year. They could possibly get back into the MASCAC playoffs. And I'm trying to count the number of games they have remaining, but if they win today, they have 3 more remaining matches, and I think 5 out of the 6 teams make it now, with the first seed getting the bye. So they could potentially be 3-2.
Yeah.
And I think that would put them in position to get into the playoffs, and that's a big thing. If you can get your team into the playoffs, it's a new season.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 5 out of 6 teams, then, you know, it's kind of just basically against them and Mass Maritime
Yep.
to, you know, get that 5th spot. And I think that they can do it.
Yeah, and it's definitely good to look at the fact that they have 2 out of their 3 next mascot games are at home.
Yeah.
And that's another positive to look at. So
A nice hit over by Darian Quick. Finds that empty spot and gets a point for the Trailblazers, who are up 20-13. And Jackie Palulis coming into the game.
bless you. And I think it's good to keep in mind that, and one thing that MCLA has definitely learned today as Jackie Palulis comes on the court is to play simple and be positive, because games can get away from you in the MASCAC and in volleyball in general, but if you stay positive and you just keep continuing to play simple and get it over the net, other teams going to make mistakes and get negative, especially when you're at home. So
And the
hopefully
serve by Mills.
MCLA will take something positive from this game, not looking at it as something that where they killed the team, but taking it as a positive in the respect that we were positive about everything we did. We had good sportsmanship, had good leadership, and good communication, and we got the job done. So
Nice dig there by number 12, Melanie Holder.
and that one looked like it went behind the post. Don't know what the ref was looking at.
I would
there,
definitely
but
have to say that Melanie Holder is one of Mass Maritime's strongest, players.
yeah.
Good serves, good digs. Michaela Garrity to serve for the Buccaneers. Nice serve, nice set by Hobbs. And Sam Barbarata spikes the ball into the net.
Yeah, and Sam Barbarata's feet were set, and she was ready to hit the ball, and she realized it wasn't in the right spot for her rotation and had to readjust and hit it into the net.
And she will get a second chance, but will spike the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, so that was another good setup there by Kendra, and another nice solid contact hit by Sam Barbarata, but unable
And
to
a
get
third
it
chance. Barbarata attempts the tip, but the Buccaneers can get it back over. Nice, attempt there by Jackie Palulis, but the Buccaneers, they're kind of coming back here. Only down by 5. Down by 4.
in. Yeah, Mass Maritime not giving up here and fully confident that they could get back in this game. They are. Another good serve there by Mass Maritime's Michaela Garrity.
And nice spike by Kendra Hobbs. She kind of takes that one herself instead of setting it for someone else.
Yeah, and I think
knows she can get that point and gets it.
yeah, that's her 3rd point we've seen in this set alone on spikes there on the net. And she's just jumping up and just hitting that one over. It's not too difficult. It doesn't seem too difficult from here anyway, and I'm sure it is. So MCLA
nice
with
serve
another point.
there. MCLA up 24-18 in this 3rd set of the game, and if they can get these points, they can win. Ooh, thought that one was going to hit her in the head.
And MCLA takes the victory here at Campus Center
Winning
Gym.
their first MASCAC game, and this is a great accomplishment for the MCLA Trailblazers, and hopefully they can go on to win more and keep this winning streak up.
Yeah, so great things from Rachel Mills, Sam Anderson, and Stephanie Jimenez, all the freshmen here who got great experience winning their first MASCAC victory. They'll remember this one forever. And it's been a great production today, even though the technical difficulties set us back to start the show.
Thank you for staying tuned in and listening, and follow us on Twitter at MCLA Athletics, and we'll get back to you next time.
Have a great Columbus Day and a great month of October, and just remember to stay attentive to Think About Pink.
And I'm Kaylee Anderson.
And I'm Jacob McCall.